Hello, hi everyone. I'm doing my social distance at the moment, so don't worry, I'm right out in the middle of somewhere not too far away from where I live, but it should be somewhere that's nowhere near anybody else whatsoever. If there is, if I see anyone coming along, I will be moving, but I don't think there will be. I don't think anybody's come here, and I don't think anybody comes up this way and has been up this way for an awful long time at all. This is Jeff Dean here, just saying hello to everyone, asking how you all are, what you've been doing. Do give me some shout outs as well. What I'm going to do is probably show you a few little clips of where I've been, just on some of my little walks with the Steadicam. That's the DJI Osmo, or one of them anyway, either the Pocket or even the GoPro as well. There's plenty of wildlife around, like frogs, and you can sometimes see swans as well. There are a few swans about, which is really nice, but you've got to be there at the right time, at the right place. At the moment there are frogs, they are making their noises. They're probably shutting up at the moment because they can hear me talking, so they're probably going to be quite happy when I disappear again. But they do tend to know when you're about, even when you're quiet. But if you're completely quiet, after a while they get used to that silence and they start up again. So that's what's known as the frog's chorus. And I always remember seeing that in a Walt Disney film. There they go, Beaver Valley, and there was the frog's chorus in there, and you see them bloating up their throats and everything like that, their mating calls and everything. So this place is going to be full of tadpoles pretty soon, which is going to be quite interesting. But yes, I've not seen them, I can hear them at night time. When the heat comes up, when the warm weather comes up, you can really hear them, you really can. So what have I been doing over the past few days? I've cleaned up a few of my cameras. This is one of which as well. It now looks practically brand new, as do all the other ones. We've got plenty of time, haven't we, to do a lot of things that we've been putting off for a long time. And there is plenty to do. I'm not bored at all. I've never washed my hands so much in my life as I have done over these last couple of months. Not that I don't wash my hands, because I do wash them, but I've been washing them so much that the back of my hands are really drying out, and at my age I'm having to start putting things like creams and anything onto the back of them. I laugh now because I used to laugh at the older people. That's where I'm standing now, having to do things like that. Yeah, it's warm today. Can you hear the frog? Can you hear the frogs? They're getting used to me now. They're getting used to me talking, so they're giving up. They're giving up, waiting for me to go. It's stereo everywhere. As I say, I have seen swans as well about, but I don't think we're going to see any today. We might do. I don't know. They might be over the side. This is one of the little rivers. There's a little river over the side here that they do go along. It's been hidden from view at the moment. I can just see parts of it. I cannot see any frogs at all whatsoever. Anybody that does look at my channel or subscribes to my channel probably notices that I've put a couple of music tracks on. These are ones for you to download free. You know, you can download them, you can use them in your videos if you want to. That's me being pretty big-headed there, assuming that people might want my tracks, because most people probably won't. But I've also looked at the YouTube library, and there's only so many styles that are on there. They all seem to come a certain type of style, and some of them are very, very, very good as well. But they're also limited as well. So I didn't know if I can actually upload any of my tracks to the YouTube library, but I don't know how you do that. I've tried to find out, and I think it's more of an in-house thing, so it's the people that work for YouTube do that themselves. I put 2 down so far. I might put some more down as we go through time, so if anybody wants to find a way, there's 101 different ways that you can go onto the internet and find some way of downloading these tracks from there. I have just put a couple of bits and pieces to do that I would need you to follow. Just read down in the description. It's just a couple of things to do, which is a bit of copying and pasting. Obviously you don't pass the tracks off as your own, you won't do that. That's it really, but just read the descriptions, and you can use them for all amateurs. Most people are just amateur producer of videos on YouTube, and you can use that yourself. I do have a few 4K uploads pending for YouTube, and it's going to take a while for that to happen because I've got extremely slow internet speed at the moment. The upload is very poor, Nighttime is better for downloads and uploads. I might have to shorten them down a bit. I've got another Seaworld virtual tour coming up in 4K that was done on a GoPro. That's good quality. GATORLAND is another one. That's one I've never uploaded before. It's only the second time I've ever been to GATORLAND. It's one of the less frequented parks that you'll find in Florida itself. Very enjoyable half day, or I could even go as far as saying it's really good for a whole day if you want to go there. I think it closes about 5, 6 o'clock. Depends what sort of time of year. Opens at 10, closes about 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. So it can give you a good 7 or 8 hours in there. Of course, the place is full of crocodiles and mainly alligators. And I've heard that they also take in a lot of what is known as the nuisance alligators. Can you believe? I mean, most alligators mind their own business, do their own thing, eat the odd bird, I guess, in the wild. But there are 1 or 2 of them that have been known to try and attack humans, dogs and other animals as well. There are certain times of year out in Florida itself where people can actually, hunt the alligators? They're allowed to do that because to stop the overrun of them. I believe there's a season for that. Don't quote me on that, I'll have to check that one up, but I'm sure I heard that somewhere. But there are literally thousands and thousands of alligators all over Florida. But going to GATORLAND, you can see them in a nice, safe environment. There's lots of lovely walkways there, and you can either side and see them. It's safe. I'm going to point that out to you as well. But as I say, there's lots of lovely walkways. There's not only alligators. There are other types of reptile, as you probably guessed. They also have a serval there. They have a bobcat. They have a parrot, macaw parrot collection, cockatoo, and budgies. Don't forget to go into providing you don't suffer from asthma or anything, or any respiratory problems at all, go into the big gigantic budgie aviary, and they're all around you, and you can go and for a couple of dollars, I think, you get this little lolly stick with like all these seeds and things on them, and within seconds they'll be on your hand, on your arm, on your head, everywhere. But it's a nice thing, and all the different colours that you can imagine, the rainbow of budgies that exist out there. All the common ones, all the uncommon ones, all the white ones, all the turquoise ones. It's really nice, and it's another addition to things that's great for you and the family to go to. There's a train that was built in the early 60s that would take you around the perimeter. There's also a petting zoo. There's some very tall, on this trail as well, there's quite a nice trail to walk around. You can take your time on that one, of cypress trees, these really tall cypress trees. That's quite awe-inspiring as well. What else? Lots. There's lots of little shows going on throughout the day there, and that's just south of Orlando. It would give you if only for a good decent half day out anyway, and it's not very expensive at all. It's somewhere in the region of about $20 to $30. Is it $30 per adult per day? For the people that actually live there, they're laughing, because I think for the price of less than 2 days there, they can get one for a pass for a whole year to come there. And the drinks and snacks, everything there it's really inexpensive. It's not like the Disney Worlds or the Seaworld, which sort of do tend to hike their prices up a bit, which they can, and we know why. But otherwise there it's a lot more in keeping within your budgets and everything. But on saying that, I do have some Disney World uploads that have already been done. I've also got some that's pending that's going to be coming in soon as well. Yeah, I do. There's Disney World Magic Kingdom tour. As I say, some were uploaded a few years back. Some were the DJI Osmo, which is a handheld steady cam, and I call those a virtual tour because I just simply walk around and observe what's happening there, nice and gently, nice and easy. So if you want to fix on the Magic Kingdom or anything in Disney World, check out my channel. I will put some links to all these things afterwards as well. Epcot's another one as well. I've done a few of Epcot, watch them. Again, I'm going to have a few more of those to upload for the future. And I mentioned Seaworld, I would be doing another Seaworld, but there's lots of old Seaworld ones as well, including up in the tower there that they've got there. The frogs, of course, have just started up again. Again, with the virtual tours of Magic Kingdom or Epcot, I have used the special stereo surround H2N zoom mic, which actually adds another dimension. Watch it on your TVs as well. If you've got any smart TVs, watch it on your smart TV, because that is, especially these days, even on, I have slow internet speed, even on slow internet speed, it's not too bad, and I'm sure it actually at times it will even play it in partial 4K if only in 2K, but it's certainly more enhanced than normal HD that I'm seeing. But even I can play it back, so even on slow. So if you're having problems on your internet, on your tablets, do watch them on, do watch my uploads, do watch my uploads on the larger screen the better, and it will play in the highest that it possibly can do. And if yours is pretty, if you've got a good internet, then you will be able to play it in 4K on there, which is a pretty good thing. I haven't mentioned Dreamland Amusement Park, which is closer to home. Sadly this year it's closed. It's its 100th anniversary. It was going to be celebrating 100 years this year, and sadly, like everywhere else, it's closing, but they've decided they're going to close it for the whole of the year. So maybe they might have it open next year and celebrate 101 years. That's got quite a good ring to it, but they can't do that this year. There's a lot of things that can't be done at the moment at this point in time. I do have some uploads. I have some more to be uploaded of Dreamland, which were taken last year, again in 4K. So there's some 4K virtual tours coming up there. Some I do with voiceovers, some I don't do with voiceovers. That just about wraps it up then for today, and I'll try and see if I can upload something tomorrow, see how this one turns out. As I say, I don't normally do this quite like this and for this long, just gabbling on about anything and everything, but everybody else is doing it on the internet, and I might do some reviews about some of the things that I've seen on TV and on the, as I say, things I don't normally do, but anything that creates some sort of interest out there. If you anybody have got any requests apart from Get Off, I get that all the time when I go on stage. I'm going to say take care, look after yourselves, stay safe, keep washing your hands, and I'll see you all again on YouTube. Cheers.